Hey guys, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy
Hi, hope you're having a great day.
at the Hatfield McCoy Museum in Liberty, Kentucky. FredMcCoy.com. Go to the top of the page and click on whatever you want. Jealousy is a terrible thing. Sheila only has about 1,000 subscribers. That's her page. She enjoys doing that. I just utilize it to correct some of the stories that I wanted to correct throughout the years on the Hatfield-McCoy feud, Hatfields and McCoy families, the West Virginia Hatfields and West Virginia McCoys, and versus the Kentucky Hatfields and Kentucky McCoys, the difference in personalities and livelihoods. Heard a gentleman yesterday, and this is a second or third time that I've heard him comment, and like I said, she don't have that many subscribers. This fella has, thousands of subscribers. No reason to be jealous of us. I'm sure we're not going to hurt him, but he says that there's some people that he goes out and does live videotaping, and that there's some people that just stands and takes a stick and points at pictures on the wall. And we've never used a stick, but since he said that, I did go and get this. So I don't have no stick now, but I do have a pointer. Let me explain something to you. Sheila and I has been married 38 years, and for 38 years, Sheila and I has been researching and collecting Hatfield McCoy memorabilia, artifacts, collectibles, call it what you want. Everything we have in here is not Hatfield McCoy feud related. Sheila and I collect anything Hatfield and McCoy, as I'm both. I'm Hatfield and McCoy, so we've always enjoyed that. The reason that first of all, I will say that 40 years ago, even me and my mother, we used to carry around a Betamax, a little square tape. Then we went from that to VHS, and that's what Sheila and I used, is a VHS. We used to carry a VHS recorder on our shoulder when we go to Devil Answers Graveyard back in the 80s. All these graveyards, there's still graveyards that there's people that's not even been to yet related to the Hatfield-McCoy feud, that people don't actually know where they're at, or family members don't want nobody up there, but Sheila and I have been given permission, and we've been there before. And so this is not our first rodeo. This is not something Sheila and I just started. We just started the YouTube channel she did, broadcasting. And this has been our plan for 5-10 years probably. We've told people that when I retire and when Sheila retires, that we was going to start putting some of our videos on of the graveyards. The unfortunate thing is it costs more, and some of the tapes over the years from being heated and stuff, they break when they try to switch them over to a DVD where we can use them. So we found it easier to go back and either videotape the cemeteries with her phone or with a GoPro. And once again, Sheila and I used to give tours. We had a limousine, an old limousine at one time, nothing extravagant, but it got around and people enjoyed it, and we could sit there and talk rather than driving a bus. And we would take people on tours of where we grew up at, where we lived, all the special places back home, the cemeteries and things like that. We grew up there. We know them all well. The reason we do the pictures in here, and that's why it's called Museum and Adventures. Sheila, join in anytime if I leave anything out.
Oh, no, you're doing good.
Sheila named the site because we do the museum, but we also do adventures. We run around and film different things, not just Hatfield McCoy stuff, but Sheila and I love tourism. We love running around looking at different things, inquisitive, and that's our life, and that's our hobby. The reason we do it in the museum is because we have actually got the artifacts here, the memorabilia here. We don't have to take you to somewhere else to show you some of the items. More importantly, what Sheila and I try to do when we're here, while you're sitting here watching this video, no doubt you're looking in the background. Well, there's the bed that was on American Pickers, that was on Goldie's and Mike's. Now, this is good friends of ours, Goldie and Mike. Mike just passed away a couple of months ago, broke our heart. But that's why we collect. That's why we save things, because people pass on. And when they do, it's good that somebody else has stepped up and took the stuff to preserve it and show other people, because just like Sheila and I, there's thousands of people out there that loves looking at old items.
Sure.
Now, this gentleman, he may only see pictures when he looks through this museum, and Sheila will just stand right there and point her camera. Here's, on this sign right there, there's an artifact, there's a document, there's a document, there's a document. Down here are Civil War documents. That's documents with Civil War. If you'll go over here, that's documents from Goldie and Mike, where we purchased that bed and all kinds of other items from them to put into our museum. Up here's documentation where we bought that gun, and the authentication, the records from where it was shipped from Winchester in 1886. So not only is there pictures right there of my mother, and I'm so glad we got pictures like that through the years. That's one thing we've learned how to do, because she's gone now. There's no more pictures ever with Mother holding that gun, but we've got them there. There's my grandfather. But up here's documents. Now, when we come in here, we stand, you'll notice us standing in different areas at different times. And that's so you can look at the eye candy on the wall or in the cases. We don't want you looking at me all the time or listening to me. I know I'm not the best presenter. I know I'm not the best speaker. But while you're listening to the story that I'm telling or trying to correct, at least it gives you something to look through. Look at that old bonnet. Look at the old bonnet. Look at the churn. Of course, we've lost the lid to it. But that's Patsy Cline. That's Perry Cline's sister. That was the wife of Asa McCoy. Now, while this gentleman, he may only see photos up here. He may only see photos. Look right here in the middle. There's the documentation. There's Winchester. Here is the actual genealogy for Asa Harmon McCoy. That's Lark holding that gun right there in that picture. So where some people think a picture may not be important, that picture right there is very important. That gun that man is holding is in that case right there.
So we're showing documentation.
It's not just pictures. Now, he may only see pictures, the guy that was complaining.
Right.
Here's Civil War. You all have seen all these documents if you've watched any of our videos.
Yeah.
That's the Civil War documentation relating to Devil Ance's rank, his height, his time in service, when he deserted. There's also pictures there of wall, wanted posters. There's Tennis Hatfield, Devil Ance and Levice. There's the home place. So of course we've got various pictures. Here's a gun with the serial numbers on it. It shows you what year that gun was actually made. So while you all may see, or this gentleman may see a bunch of pictures, look at there. Look at the Civil War pictures. And we're going to do a story on these here before long. That's Uriah McCoy, and that's also Big Eve. Hatfield, Civil War records were, it's going to be another story, but he very well could have served with the 39th according to these documents.
Right.
And we'll go over them later. But that's what we like to find. And as you go through, again, you're going to see several pictures of things, but also in the meantime, there's your document, court document, birth certificate or death certificates. And as we go around, that's what you're looking at. I'm sorry that this gentleman seems to think that we only show pictures here, because we've not even gone to the other building on the other side or gone upstairs to either one. We've spent thousands and thousands of hours, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in collecting this stuff and making documentation to it. where you can see documents and taking photos that can never be taken again.
That's right.
Of my mother. Here I am a picture. That's at 17 years old, 18 years old, right out of boot camp in the Marine Corps. That's my sister, Bridget. And that's me. And you can't see it there, but that book that I'm reading right there is this book right here. My back's been bothering me today. But, right down here, that's the McCoy book.
Yeah, you just don't have the cover on.
That's the McCoy book.
Right.
And that's what I'm reading in 1976 when the book came out. And that just goes to show how long my mother and I, and then Sheila and I, have been collecting, have been doing the museum. So while this gentleman thinks it's better to go out and stand on a cemetery or do this and that, that's great. And we love it. Sheila and I was doing that before this man ever thought about doing videos, I no doubt, because we have done this. We have metal detected. We have done it all. Mm-hmm. And before Sheila and I, it was my mother and I, and it was my buddy. I had a good friend, and it was me and him, me and my brother. So this stuff is not new. YouTube may be new to people, and he may very well think he's special, and that's great. I watch his videos. I enjoy watching most of his videos. Of course, I've commented on a couple of things that wasn't correct. That's what I'm trying to do, is correct things. And if I've corrected him wrongly and he can show me that, then I apologize, let me know, and I will change it. So far, nobody's told us where we were wrong in correcting anything. There was something I said that we corrected one time, and I forget what it was, but there's a video on it.
Was it the Mine Wars thing?
No, it says corrections. There's a video and it says corrections, apologies, and something else. So it's on there. I can't remember what it was, but I was incorrect on it. And I apologized and we corrected it.
That's right.
Can't remember what it was. Oh, where I said Cotton Top was the last hanging in Kentucky.
There you go. Yeah.
And in Pike County. And I was totally incorrect. I'd heard that all my life, never researched it, but I was wrong. And I got corrected on it, and we put it out there. And I don't care if I've corrected him in a manner that he feels that I was wrong, then tell me, and I'll apologize, and I'll make the proper corrections. But so far, I don't think we've corrected nobody in these videos that we wasn't correct on. But anyway, that just seemed to, I ain't gonna say it got under my skin, but it hurts my feelings. Because I'd love to have the subscribers that this fella's got, or Sheila would. Sheila would love to have the subscribers. I'd like to have the viewers so more people could understand and actually see the correct stories on some of this stuff and what we've come up with and the proof that we show in proving our case. And there's enough YouTubers out there for everybody. I don't want nobody's YouTubers. I don't want to steal nobody's viewers. I don't think we're going to steal nobody's viewers. There's plenty to watch. There's plenty of hours in the day to sit and watch YouTube videos. But we have a museum here. We operate a museum. The first Hatfield and McCoy museum ever. Now, I know since then, there's been museums come and go. There's been museums open and closed. There's been museums named different things with museum. My mother and grandmother started a collection back in the 70s. My grandmother was collecting forever. And her and my mother got together and just put a few things in the Blackberry supermarket, and people enjoyed seeing them. And then in 1976, when Jimmy Wolford brought Willis Hatfield and some of the people that was actually at the monument over on Blackberry Fork at what is now known as the Forbidden Cemetery, that would never have been forbidden had Ron McCoy not filed a suit against John Vance. I'm sorry to bring that up, but there's certain things that I will bring up just to make sure that's out there. That cemetery was never forbidden before until Ron McCoy come in here from North Carolina and filed a suit against a man trying to take control of his property. And it didn't happen. And John didn't have no choice after that but to shut it down. It's not a choice of John Vance and Barbers. That was Ron McCoy's choice. But I wanted to touch base on that. This is a museum, and in a museum, go ahead, baby, you can walk around there.
I'm just showing different things
In
that
a
we
museum,
have so that they can see.
You're going to see pictures. In a museum, you're going to see artifacts. In a museum, you're going to see documentation. And that's what we have here. Why would we want to get out and travel places when there's people that actually get out and travels to come here to see what we've got? Why wouldn't we rather show you some of our items and artifacts and souvenirs and hand-me-downs for free of charge, so you don't have to come? If you want to come and see it in person, that would be great. But if you don't, Sheila and I have no problem. It's not about money. It's not about trying to say, oh, don't show it. If you show it, then they'll never come and look at it. That's not it. We don't care to show it because it's still more interesting to look at in person. But I did want to comment, that's okay. This is just one of the rooms.
Yeah.
We've got another room on the other side. We've got 2 upper floors here.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to see. And but I did want to comment on the gentleman making the point, and he says that this guy runs around with a stick. I've never had a stick. I always just stand in front of it, or I may point with my finger. But like I said, since then I've got this little toy here that I can. Sheila gets mad at me, but it is better. But most of our stuff, I won't use this after today. That was just for to show that. Because most of the stuff, when we're talking to somebody one-on-one, we can stand right here and point to that person and tell them where this come about, how that came about, where this came about, and certain things like that. So once again, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy. We thank you for watching our videos.
Yes, we appreciate it.
The few that does. Like I said, we're not the person to go after. We don't have nothing. We're definitely not stealing nobody's viewers.
No, we've just been at this for, what, 2 months?
2 months, and we've made some controversial, I've made some controversial videos. But anytime you talk about the Hatfield-McCoy feud, you're talking controversy. You're going to have it.
Anything dealing with
that. And anytime you say anything against Devil Lance Hatfield and the West Virginia Hatfields or his followers, it's going to be controversial, because some people wants to know the truth. Some people are history buffs and they crave to know the truth, good or bad or the ugly. And some people says, hey, that's my great-grandfather. That's my great-great-grandfather. Funny thing is, we're finding out that some of the people that's even claiming to be related to him is not even related to him as close as they once said. They're actually related to Preacher Aunt's side, my side, which is narrowing it down now to William Keith Hatfield, to being the closest one that we know of, the great-grandson. And the people that we talk to that's doing the Hatfield study, they still need a DNA from William Keith Hatfield to confirm or verify the Hatfield surname, and that would be great. So we're still trying to put, I don't want to say pressure, but we're still requesting William Keith Hatfield step forward, take a DNA test, and let these ladies that's doing this stuff, or let them get their research over and prove one way or the other about this DNA. Other than that, it's Fred and Sheila McCoy. We're actually heading out. We're going to go do some filming. It's not because of the video. This has been scheduled for the last 2 weeks. We had a little trip planned.
Yeah.
And so we're getting ready to go now. But we thought we had to stop by the museum and pick up a couple of items. And we thought, well, let's just make a real fast video and respond. I ain't got no ill will. Sheila, I can tell you for sure, Sheila don't. Sheila's the best-hearted person I've ever met in my life. And I don't have no ill will or hard feelings toward nobody.
That's right.
There couldn't be nobody any plainer in asking and saying, hey, if I said something wrong, or if I show you something wrong, show me the truth. Show me proof, and I'll change I can be changed. My mind can be changed with proof, but it's going to take proof. You can't just tell me something and expect me to believe it.
Right. That's why we have all these pictures on the walls of documentation to back up what we're saying.
Good point. That's why, to the gentleman that made the comment, that's why we usually do our filming in here. So when I'm standing here, and you know how I drift, because you're bound to be watching our videos if you've seen the pictures.
Right.
But when you see me drift, it's a whole lot easier for me in here to say, hey, follow me, Sheila, I want to show you something. And I'll go over here and point to you on a wall or in a case and show you the document that backs up exactly what I've said.
Right.
Whole lot easier to do that when you've got the stuff hanging on the walls than it is to just stand here and tell you. I can stand here and tell you I've got a whole head full of hair, but I don't. So I can sit here and tell you, everybody's not like Devil Anse. Everybody, Devil Anse says, I was a captain. I put it on my tombstone, I'm a captain. Now, everybody don't believe that. Now, there's a following, no doubt. There's people out there that believe that because it's on his monument. I don't make it true, guys. And that's why I like the ones that does watch Sheila's channel, because those are the kind that's inquisitive. Those are the kind that won't let people pull wool over your eyes. And they can say, these are the 3 McCoy boys laying on the porch stretched out here. But now you know, that's not the 3 McCoy boys. That's from the OK Corral. You know that they can say, Ellis and Hatfield fought at the Battle of Gettysburg. But he didn't fight at the Battle of Gettysburg because the 45th didn't fight at Gettysburg. But if they had fought at Gettysburg, Ellis and Hatfield wouldn't have been there because his muster roll is on that wall over there that I could walk over there right now and show you, but I don't have to because we probably got 3 or 4 videos of it.
Yeah, we've done it before.
In fact, some people probably gets bored and they say he covers the same stuff every time. I do that in case that's the first time you've ever seen that video. And I want you to know that he didn't fight at Gettysburg. He done deserted in December of '63. So it didn't happen. And that's why we need this stuff on the wall. That's why we do our stuff in the museum when it comes to our history, when it comes to our keeping it real. Pretty hard to go out here to a cemetery and say keeping it real and carry 2 or 3 big boards with me so I can show you when I'm out there. There's the Bury the Hatchet board right there. That's on a plaque. That's when they met and made peace with Willis Hatfield. Guys, listen, I could go on, and I'm sure you can tell that by now. Thanks for watching. Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum. Go to fredmccoy.com. We've still got We've still got a bunch of plaques that's available. If anybody wants to sponsor a plaque for here in the museum, these are open for a $100 donation or $100. So it don't matter. We have to pay taxes on it. So I call it a donation, but it's actually we pay taxes. And we've been checking on. That's why.
Well, they're paying for the plaque, so
that's what I was talking about on the video the other day when we was fishing. We got some people working on taxes, trying to make us a 501c, whatever that is, and all that. That's all tax people. We'll let them handle all the taxes, but we've still got these plaques available, and along with them plaques, you come once a year and visit the museum, bring 5 of your friends with you for free. That's the last Sunday of every July.
Every July, yeah.
And it doesn't matter, once you buy a plaque, once you sponsor one of these displays, it's a lifetime membership for you. That person that's name is on that plaque, Sheila will have a printout behind the cash register.
Yeah.
And if you want to come every day, 365 days a year, you've got a free admission to the museum with that one donation that you made.
That's right.
That's just our way of showing our appreciation to you. Plus, we're hoping that if you enjoy coming that much, that each time you come, you may bring a different person with you. So that's a paying customer there with you.
That's right.
And plus, you can help show the person around if you've been here that many times, you can give the tours.
They
instead
can
of
go
us.
ahead and give the tours, yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Please like and subscribe. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.